I'm going to talk about most of the people out there who actually would like to retire one day. I mean, some people would like to, retire at their own home, but some of us will actually like relocate to certain areas. Okay, so when it came to a point where like where there's a time when you just want to keep on working, all right, working on and on, but then one day you realize that you want to have a retirement, maybe with a beautiful view every morning. Okay, maybe with a place where you just want to be with the with your partner. We've been through a big long ride, and I guess we deserve this. This view by the seaside. All right, this view that we at the end, even though we are over 60 years old now, right? I believe this site is still beautiful. Okay, and who wouldn't, right? And especially seaside resorts are the best places to retire to. Okay, it's a beautiful place, and also you get to hear the sound of the waves, and the rain is amazing. Okay, pick a place where that it's not too much of health I mean weather concerns too, but it's all depends on where you select your property. So in Devon, the sandy beaches, the rugged cliffs, and also an air of exclusivity. Salcombe, okay, Devon is a place, okay, to go for. I mean, it's beautiful. All right, it's hills and city and and sea and everything, right? So perched on the Kingsbridge Estuary, all right, Salcombe Bay, okay, is an exclusive South Devon haven that attracts fashion-conscious cultured types. And you can save your pennies. You can save your money. There are some of the highest property prices outside London, sitting pretty here. All right, so a place like this, I mean, I wouldn't mind either. You can go for a small maybe for a boat ride or something. All right, and you can go for a walk up onto the hills. Feel a part of nature. Okay, a part of land and water. Okay, and it's a small town also. Okay, considering from the picture, yes, it's a small town, and it's filled with a lot of country folk. All right, people who love mostly people at countries, like country folk people are really really kind hearted people. All right, they really like to like talk to people. They like to be like, hey, so how's it been? Okay, good morning to you. People nowadays, people are, when you see them on the road, you're like, mm-hmm, mm, all right, okay. But when it comes to a point where when it comes to country folk people, right, before you say good morning, you'll hear some of that good morning to you. I'm like, hey, well, good morning, nice day, good day to you, right? I mean, it's always good to have a positive attitude towards things. And basically a time where you just want to be like, I just want good people around me during my retirement. My husband or my wife can always be like, let's just enjoy this time. Okay, let's just enjoy the people here. It's good people, it's an affordable place. All right, we can do this. We've been saving a long time for this one. Some, yes, it is sometimes really depressing that you have to wait till at a very old age to make sure that you actually have a peaceful life. Okay, but it was all worth it in the end. You just want to be at peace. You just want to live somewhere where you love to wake up to and go to sleep to. A sound where you'll be like, man, this is the best place ever. Okay, a lot of times also we want a place where we want to be around friends. Maybe at your age, maybe at an age where it's time to retire. Some of your friends have also retired. Hey, call up your school friends, hey buddy, and you're gonna be like, how are you, bro? And I'm like, you're just gonna be, it's all good, it's all good, what's up? So retirement, huh? I'm like, yeah, so any plans for it? Well, I do want to go somewhere and just live off the rest of my life somewhere, but I was wondering where. Well, let's go to a place like this. Okay, like Devon has the most amazing places to go to, right? You can live off, like I said, of you can go for a walk on the hills, meet good people, and well, meet pretty and helpful people. All right. And the best part about it is we see that, we always, when when you wake up in the morning, okay, this is not about the age, this is not about how old age and young age is the same thing, but when it comes to any age, okay, we want to wake up to a world where we feel comfortable. All right, where we feel like we are wanted, and like we are living our lives basically. All right, there will come a time when that actually happens. So but it doesn't we are not sure whether it will be at an early age or at a late age, but still, retiring to a place like Devon, okay, would be the most peaceful and the most wonderful thing to do, right? So the first choice would be that as well. And I mean, retirement is going to be tough, okay? I mean, you've been working for so long, you've been following a schedule for so long, right? People forget that, when you are actually working for years and years and years, you get used to a schedule. All right, your body wakes up to, okay, if you're supposed to be at work by 7 a.m in the morning, or even 8:30 in the morning, or even 9, your body will always, if you've been waking up at 6 in the morning, your body will eventually wake up every day at 6 in the morning, with or without an alarm, right? It most probably will be between 6 and 6:30. All right, you will wake up at that time, but that is your body clock. Okay, your body has gotten used to it, and now because of that, even though sometimes we don't want to stress too much, we just can't help it. If our body doesn't want to sleep, it doesn't want to sleep. If our body doesn't want to function, it doesn't want to function. That is how it is. We never know when that's going to happen. But even though, let's just say, like, you've been tired, you've been working all day every day for 4 days, 4 days straight without any sleep, and on the fifth day, okay, you have an important work to be done, how to finalize everything, but your body is like, I'm sorry, bro, I just can't do this anymore. I'm just gonna shut down, man. I'm so sorry, you haven't charged me in 4 days, brother. What's wrong with you? Man, I'm a living person, okay? I have my right to charge every day for at least 8 hours, but you do not give me that. You think that I am the most I am unlimited power, but you forget that I am human. Mhm. That is exactly what your sleep is telling you. Okay, what's and people every time, you'll be working, or you'll be thinking, after 4 days of sleep, you'll be like, oh look, the fifth day, more work to be done. All right, let's do this. And sleep is like, really? I mean, come on, man, let me sleep. We could use some charge. I mean, at least sleep for an hour, especially after sleeping out for an hour on after 4 days. Okay, that's a trick. If you think that's gonna work, okay, as soon as you sleep, all right, for you, if you think you're gonna sleep for an hour, guess what, people? You have slept for more than 10 hours. All right, because your body needed it. It doesn't know. Suddenly, the work you did doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter to the it doesn't matter that it's past, that you're past your deadline, but because you stressed yourself so much that your body had to shut down, okay, for a major restart, or a major update on yourself, okay, you just missed up the most important day for all that work. All right, at least 2 hours should be taken to rest. All right, just like smartphones now, there is something called fast charging, and in 1.5 hours you can have your phone fully charged, and if there's a super fast charger, you can go for 1 hour charge. But still, what a person would always request is have a nap. Okay, 20 minutes of a nap would actually help you move on properly, and also responsibly, and also healthy, in a healthy way, on your schedule. So remember, when it comes to a point where you need rest, okay, when you need some time to keep going, all right, have that rest. You are basically a battery. Okay, your brain is a battery, and it can work only for a limited time. Okay, and to be honest, it's better than a battery. All right, it's way better than a battery. I mean, if you can go for 4 days without just like dropping, I mean, that would be amazing. All right, but thing is, it's putting a lot of stress on the battery, so you don't want to do that, right? So make sure that you have your rest for at least an hour. Okay, if you still I mean, it's understandable, you can have work for 24 hours straight, that's true, but still you also have a break to take. All right, if you think, I'm going to somehow finish this in 2 days and get things done, it's not going to happen. Okay, you might be up doing the work, but your creativity levels, all right, your focus levels are decreasing by the hour. All right, you do not have time to focus, and so your body doesn't know how to react anymore. Your body is like, what are you doing to me? Get me sleep, for crying out loud. I've been here for how long? Okay, I need my sleep. You need your sleep. The brain needs sleep. The heart needs sleep. The fingers, the toes, the whole body needs sleep. And you are just, overdoing it, my friend. And that is not a good thing to do. All right. So this is why we come to a very big retirement a retirement plan where we like, I'm so stressed, I just need a place just to get away from everything, right? To get away from people I've actually dealt with for years and years. Okay, all because I can't take it anymore. Sometimes I just need my wife, my partner, just to go and just have a good time. All right, my children are all grown up now, right? They can look after themselves, they don't need me, right? I'm just going to go now and look after myself and make sure that I have a beautiful life from here on. Okay, you've been working to provide for your family. Okay, now it's time. Okay, when it came to a point, it's time for you to rest. All right, it's time for you to enjoy what you've missed out in the past few days. So let's see where we can actually talk about more. We can talk about more places as well, but places where you can visit, okay, to have a peace of mind. And until then, this is Kyle going for a little break. Okay, I mean, I don't want this break. I'm just giving it for you. Sometimes this could be overwhelming for you, right? You need some break, people. Like I said, take that nap. Okay, take this short nap. But make sure to wake up though, because there are more fantastic places I need to talk to you about, and you are just gonna love this. All right, and I guarantee that this is gonna be exciting, and you can start your retirement plans right now, and you can also thank me later, or even invite me one day for a week at least to spend some time with you if you ever go to one of these places. Okay, my name is Kyle, by the way. Just remember the name Kyle. All right, take me there wherever you're going, because I love to travel. All right, anyone loves to travel. Everyone loves to travel, whether it's alone, whether it's your partner. Traveling is a stress relief. All right, and a retirement plan where it will take you to a different location is the best thing to do. Keep it locked, keep it tuned in. This is The Vibe with Kyle on Relaks Radio.
Now, there's a lot of conversation around who pays more taxes, if it is the rich or if it is the poor, right? When you are basically going out and during a day, you go to a restaurant, you have to pay taxes there. If you buy a car, you have to pay taxes there. So why is it even a conversation that the rich pay less taxes or the poor pay more taxes? Why is it a conversation like that?
Because it's true, the rich generally pay less tax. A rich person walks into a Tesco's or a Sainsbury's, they're not going to get a different bill than another person, right? They're still going to pay the same VAT on those goods, they're still going to pay the same thing. So that's all the same. However, the differences come in if you can pay yourself from your own company, you can structure it in a way that you pay less income tax through paying a bit of salary, paying dividends and so forth, and then also deferring income. Also, your pension payments or contributions can be different. So that increases your tax sort of gap, if you want to use it that way. Where a PAYE person just gets paid salary and bonus. And now those are the most highly taxed sources of income in the UK, definitely, in the UK. We've seen it, right? If an owner of a large public traded company does something wrong, irrelevant of what that company does or how valuable that company is, the stock generally falls into a pool of nothing, right? Because in a public company where the stock is traded openly on the stock exchange, the value of that stock is driven by supply and demand, it's driven by emotion, it's driven by news, it's driven by quite a lot of variables over and above the actual accounting or total net worth of that company. I mean, we've seen it, right? If an owner of a large public traded company does something wrong, irrelevant of what that company does or how valuable that company is, the stock generally falls into a pool of nothing, right? And the company may still have value, it may still be doing quite a good things.
climb Mount Everest. That is one of that's in my bucket list. You're laughing, but that is the facts right there. I'd love to do that. That is something I'm looking forward to do, hopefully.
Climb Everest.
Mount Everest. I mean, okay, not the very tip of Mount Everest, maybe the base camp at least.
They're talking about mental health. Well, if you went out and got some exercise in the fresh air, that would improve your mental health. It will make you feel better.
That's true. That is true. I wholeheartedly agree. But then for some people, it's how do you find the motivation to, especially when it comes to riding a bicycle, to do it again and again and again and again? It's a cycle that you have to be used to. How do you do it? What makes you wake up in the morning and decide, hey, I'm going to pick my bike up today. I'm going to cycle. What makes you want to do that?
What makes me want to do that?
Yeah. What do you like? What could you give listeners, like people listening in right now? What kind of tip could you give them?
Well, the first tip I would give them, if you haven't tried it before, try it. It can open up new horizons. It will make you fitter. It will definitely make you fitter. Cycling is one of the best forms of aerobic exercise you can do.
It sounds like, I mean, if you think about it, yeah, it sounds like great fun. Because what essentially you're trying to say is also at the same time, when you, if you look at it from this perspective, with regards to mental health, especially when you look at it with mental health, this is another way to fight it. I feel like you go outside, you meet more people, you interact with, socially, you will interact with more people, and you're keeping fit, you're making connections, you're breathing in the good and exhaling the bad. I feel like that's a great thing right there.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got a better way with words than I have, I'll tell you. But you're quite right. What you say there. You're quite right.
I mean, I've been doing this for quite some time. I mean, hey, you'll get the hang of it.
I've been doing it for about 10 minutes now, so yeah.
That I can never really understand people staying in one room the whole day when you can have the world to see. I am a traveler. I travel. I love traveling. Traveling is just one of the things I do. And yeah, on top of my bucket list was, to one time, hopefully when I get there, go to Nepal and climb Mount Everest. That is one of that's in my bucket list. You're laughing, but that is the facts right there. I'd love to do that. That is something I'm looking forward to do, hopefully.
Climb Everest.
Mount Everest. I mean, okay, not the very tip of Mount Everest, maybe the base camp at least.
Base camp, yeah.
At least.
Would you be able to cycle there?
Oh.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. And also, we've been talking more about retirement plans, okay, where you can actually go for your retirement plans. Now, earlier we were talking about places where you can go for maybe Salcombe Devon, okay. It's a place where, it's a beautiful place where, hills and the ocean meet, and also the cities meet as well, with beautiful, wonderful country folk as well. Now, the second place is in Anglesey. Okay, Anglesey, Maris for retirement pad with a view. Exactly. Who doesn't love a view? We all love views, right? Now, commanding views that stretch all the way over the the Menai Strait to the inviting peaks of Snowdonia. Beaumaris is much less touristy fun in the sun than other Welsh coastal resorts. Okay, there is this place. It's wonderful. Okay, you can see the snowy hills, and also you can see the beautiful lake, and also a bridge that also goes with it. I mean, who wouldn't want to retire to a place like this? All right, we want to. I mean, when I wake up, okay, my dream view, okay, would be actually just to just open my eyes, okay, and just open to a view of hills. All right, of maybe a river or even the sea, and just something that and also something like when I'm going to sleep, it'll be like a rainy night. Okay, a rainy night would be the most epic time for a small a chillax like a chill session. Okay, where you're just gonna enjoy every part of it, every sound of it. All right, even music won't be actually beat to be able to beat the sound of the rain as people feel. Okay, the peace it gives, right? Especially when you're sleeping. All right, a sound, the background sound. Okay, we all know that maybe there are some people out there actually fall asleep only for the background sound, the background music, or even for the sound of even their own, the sound of their own fan, maybe the sound of the AC, the air conditioning. Okay, people without those sounds, people find it difficult to fall asleep. It takes a long time for you to fall asleep. So with the sound of the rain, the only thing that you want to do, whether it comes in the morning or in the afternoon or even in the night, is the time where you want to be like, I just need to just take this time to sleep for at least, take in the afternoon. It will be like a 2 hour nap. I mean, if you're retiring, okay, you can sleep as much as you want, right? You can do whatever you want whenever you want. Okay, you don't have a certain time to maybe go up the hill, for a walk, or even go down the street, or even go and meet your friends. Okay, you have all the time in the world to do whatever you want. Okay, and the retirement plan of yours, okay, you should always make it a good one, right? Even if you don't like, maybe you're not a fan of the places where where it's very cold or anything, but maybe a warm place would do you good. Maybe like like a beachside view as well, right? Like the Goring East Sussex, for those who want to be close to the action but not too close. Okay, but at the point where you're gonna be like, wow, it's a nice view. All right, a lot of action, but I'm safe here. But I can still watch. All right. Now, with a cultured cosmopolitan Brighton just down the coast, okay, Goring offers wide tree-lined pavements. Okay, it's so neat, right? There's always a bench somewhere for you to sit down and just enjoy the beachside view, and also to enjoy even the beautiful garden too. Spacious seafront homes that are more affordable than places like Brighton. All right. So this wonderful place, okay, the houses are properly aligned, and then there is also this place where it's so well, it's so unique. All right, it's so like breathtaking. It's just like so peaceful. Also, it's a simple walk, no rush. It feels like this place doesn't feel like you feel rushed or anywhere else. It just feels like you're doing the retirement right. You can go to the beach whenever you want. You can wash in the sand whenever you want. All right. Go and sit outside, or even sleep whenever you want. I think most people would like the feeling of having more sleep. Okay, I mean, come on. We live in a world where sleep, where the most necessary thing is to have your 8 hours sleep, but we do not get that. So what do? We actually hope for one day, that maybe on the weekend that we will get at least, more hours of sleep, right? Just to catch up for the week. I mean, I used to do that when it came to sleep. Mondays to Fridays I would work, and I would sleep really late. Okay. And it would be like super duper late. And I'll go to sleep maybe o'clock. I mean, I used to sleep at about 4 o'clock in the morning, right? And I would wake up at maybe 6 or 7, and that would be enough for the next 2 days. Sometimes I don't even sleep for 2 days, because my body got used to that time, okay, where it was going on for 2 days and then dropping for at least 3 hours and then starting again. But that affected me in a way where I got really weak, right? My workout routines were, that was a big change. I couldn't do the usual weights that I used to do. But now that I understand that, I still am trying to get my 8 hours sleep. But whenever I can, all right, whenever I get the chance, or maybe I'd have a different system of falling asleep. Sometimes I do like to watch a TV series, or even put on this random movie and just fall asleep to that background music, right? Or even the background sound, right? It's a movie basically that I love to watch over and over again, which I would like to do because it gives me a good time, right? Even it excites me. That's why I watch it all the time. Mostly it's a TV series like Friends. All right, Friends is being watched for, even if you want to have just like a quick meal. The only thing that you would want to watch during that quick time for at least 20 minutes of consuming the meal is Friends, right? I mean, who doesn't? So when it comes to even a view, like basically an environment change, or even a scenery view, once you are retiring, okay, you would want to get everything away from everything, right? Maybe from a time where you don't have to worry about a suitcase. All right, maybe a suitcase that you take to work, get rid of it. All right, or pass it on to the next generation. Okay, and just like make sure that that you just get rid of everything that reminds you of a time where you used to be so busy that you couldn't even have time for your family, that you can even have time to at least have a decent meal. Okay, you couldn't even sit down in the family table anymore because of work, right? You would come home late in the night, and also you're hungry. You haven't even eaten the whole day. But then what would you do? You would also just be like, "Oh, I just want to sleep." Okay, even food is not even in a part of your life anymore. You're just like, I'll eat when I get something, and that something would be like after 2 days. But still, what you are craving for is more sleep, right? We all want more sleep. That's what we all need. But then we forget that we forget all the other necessities of being healthy. Drinking your water on time, drinking the amount of liters on time. Like for people who have like diabetes and all that, I'm pretty sure, okay, most of you must have heard that there is something called water therapy. All right, there's amount of liters of water, like maybe 5 or 6 or maybe even 7, or as much as you can for the entire day. You should have that water therapy solution. Okay, you should keep drinking water and water until your system is properly clean. I don't have to tell you how what kind of signs you will see to see that your system is clean, but I'm guessing you know what it looks like. Okay, so this is what water therapy does. It reduces the amount of stress. It gets rid of all the sicknesses in your body, because you're practically washing your system. Okay, you're practically washing your system over and over again. Even if you drink a soft drink, or even if you have maybe junk food, and if you have water, like, on and on about it, you'll be flushing your entire system out. Okay, you'll be cleaning it out. It will be like crystal clean in your stomach. Okay, so whenever you get the chance to do that, whenever you get a chance to drink, this is why people tell you, drink water. All right, always drink your water. Drink, keep dehydrate, keep not dehydrated, keep hydrating. All right, not dehydrating. Don't always be dehydrated. Drink water as much as you can. Sometimes people forget that they have to sleep, right? But most people can actually keep going because of water, right? It's only water we need. I mean, I've gone on a whole liquid diet, just water, for a whole week, and I'm going to tell you, there is no change in well, in whether you're starving for food or something. But if you're taking the right amount of liters of water, which will actually add up to the amount of food that you are skipping for a week, okay, well, it will still add up. I mean, you're still keeping healthy. You're still having one of the main tools to actually keep on, going on, walking, and exercising, and also going on with your day-to-day activities, and that is water. What do we need when we just want to be, when we are dried up? We want water, right? We need something to drink. We need something. We always need something to you know make sure that we keep on taking the next step. After we take the left, we want to take the right. So this is why we should keep drinking water. Sometimes we forget our sleep. True, we can. There are times where you get home on time. You're on your off day, but the thing is, you've missed your personal time so much that you don't want to waste it on sleep. I mean, hey, that's normal. Okay, that's actually normal. I mean, I could scold people for it. I will be like, what on earth are you doing? Okay, you should, when you take the chance, you don't want to sleep, and then you complain that you're not sleeping. But then again, you also missing out on a lot of personal time, like maybe watching a movie for yourself. All right, maybe going and seeing your loved one, who you haven't seen after maybe 2 or 3 days, and you just miss them so much that you're like, no, but I don't want to sleep. I want to do these things. I miss it. Otherwise it doesn't feel right if I don't do it at least once. And then eventually you will get your sleep, but it won't be that much. But then again, that's how life is now. Okay, we sacrifice our time. We sacrifice our personal time with our friends, and also our partners, with our family, all because we need to keep on working to one day come to a point where we will retire to a beautiful place. Okay, where it's just going to be all worth it, whether it's after maybe 60 years of age, maybe it's after 55, or maybe it's after retirement. It doesn't matter. Okay, retirement can happen at any age. All right, you don't have to be old to retire. Okay, you can, even if I wanted to. Okay, if I was financially stable, that I know that I can live on my life with with what I have. Okay, I would go for it. Right, I would definitely go for it. I would retire right now. Okay, and I would just go and live my life, and be at a wonderful place, like East Sussex, or even Anglesey, or even Devon. I mean, I would love to visit these places, and just retire. Okay, everyone, when they start working after their first 6 months of first job, they're like, when can I retire? I really have no idea. So mostly, okay, especially when it comes to a time where we are looking forward to retirement, whether it's even after, maybe you're 20 years right now, and you already started working, but your retirement is at maybe 55 or 60. You have 40 more years to go. All right, you are going to think this is going to be a waste of time. To be honest, it is a waste of time. Working is a waste of time. Okay, I mean, end of the day, okay, we are working so much that if we are not getting what we deserve. All right, but we can complain about it, we can go so many times about it, but still, we just lose touch. We just want to be like, let's just be done with this thing. All right, because we can't live without money. Okay, without the ching ching. Okay, we can't live without it. But a lot of people have actually come to a point where they come to they always follow this code. Money doesn't buy happiness. But let me tell you one thing, people, it does. All right, money does buy happiness. Okay, the only thing that it requires you to buy, and also the exchangement that requires you to buy, is money. All right, money is the necessity of everything. Even at retirement, you are going to need money. Okay, you are going to need you're just going to need a lot of money to make sure that you live the rest of your years in the most peaceful way possible. You're going to have to manage it through, I mean, end of the day, it's savings. You are going to use everything that you've saved up all that time, but you are just going to keep using it, right? It's going to keep going down and down, unless, okay, you actually make an investment on building up your own business, hiring maybe one or two people for a bakery, or even for a shop even, that will actually keep the income coming. But it all depends on how, okay, on how you actually well, do what you have to do, okay, to one day retire to a place where it's just going to be like, no more alarms, no more phone calls, just me. If you're still a gamer at after 60 years of age, high five, bro. I mean, gamers, gaming for life. All right. I where it comes to a point where you can eat whenever you want. Okay, you don't have to eat before a certain time to make sure you get to a bus to go to work. Okay, and you don't have to worry about your children anymore, because at retirement, okay, your children should be settled with their own life, and also bringing up themselves in their own way. Okay, you have done your duties as a mother and also as a father, and now it's time for you to do your duties for yourself. Okay, you and your wife and your husband. Okay, remember, do not do this alone. Retirement is not going to be a happy retirement if it's not with someone that you love. Okay, so retire together. All right, do not, I mean, if you are a person who would be who would be living alone, well, good on you. I'm not saying to get find someone. If you want to live alone, live alone. All right, if you want to but still, remember that one day you are going to meet new people wherever you go. If you haven't noticed, like, people in their retirement age, okay, I've gotten close to people in their retirement age, like people who are actually been big names and who are now retired. Okay, and I've been like their best friend. I'll be like, always be like, hey, how are you? I'll be like, so tell me a story of this time of everything. They love to talk about it. I mean, if someone asked me what's my past, I would tell them. I'm like, sit down, let me tell you about something. Okay, back in the day, this was what we had, right? I mean, you know it. And when someone starts that back in the days, you gotta be, oh, this is gonna be one of those stories. All right, let's listen to it. Okay, let's go ahead with it. Back in the day, son, I was this young chap who would just work out every morning, go to work, and work and work and work and work, and come back home and work out, go to my workout again. And you'll be like, you worked out twice a day? You're like, yeah, I worked out twice a day. Okay, and I would sleep from 10 p.m. and all the way till 2 a.m. and wake up again, and then do my work. And like, you just had 4 hours of sleep a day. He's like, yeah, I did. So now people in the retirement, of course, they would want to still keep. A lot of people are still love to keep staying fit, but when after retirement they get a lot of freedom. They can sleep all they want and work out whenever they want, and live their life the way they want. Okay, this is what retirement is. Retirement means you are now a free human being. You can do whatever you want and whenever you want. Okay, and in Pembrokeshire, there's a place called Tenby. Now, for those who need picturesque sounds, okay, I mean, a smooth kind of lighting, a smooth kind of picture, okay, pastel cottages and golden sands, okay, are embraced by Tenby's charming walls. Now, giving this a fairy tale feeling, okay, I mean, hey, we've gone so much, right? We've gone so much with it, and we've done so many years, we've done so much of time, we've never had a time for ourselves, but all we want to do is wake up to a peaceful environment. Okay, so Tenby at Pembrokeshire would be another place for a good retirement. Okay, by the seaside is always recommended for retirement. All right, so best places to do that is some places like this place, and we got more as well. Let's talk about it more. and because there are wonderful places to do. Because I'm already planning out my retirement. Okay, I'm just not just planning on living at one place, but with these places I would go for, okay, I'll if in 2 years or maybe 5 years, right, I would live in this place, and then I would switch to another one. Hey, why not, right? I mean, if I have the time, okay, if I'm retired and if I'm well still breathing the good air, okay, I might as well do that. But what do we need to do? We have to plan this out, okay? We can't just go into this and be like, oh, this is going to be need a lot of savings. It is going to need a lot of savings, okay? Because so work hard, okay? Don't not let your motivation down, because once this comes, the retirement comes, and if you have to be on a very serious budget, then my friend, okay, you are going to regret it, okay? And I don't want you regretting stuff, okay? I want you to be the best that you can be, and be one day, okay, you will reward yourself with the best retirement plan that you've ever planned out. We'll be back as well, going in for a short break. And remember, people, take the break whenever you get the chance, okay? Have a positive attitude. Do not let anyone bring you down, okay? Remember, this life is yours. Travel, see the world, okay? Meet new people, right? And always remember to have a positive attitude. We'll be back with more right after this.
Again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. Me, why did you reject my son? Oh, I haven't rejected your son.
I want to talk about, how the generation gap, has how much it's changed, especially when you check the youth nowadays in comparison, to people back in the day.
I'd say when I was younger, it was more disciplined. Not now.
In comparison to now.
Not at all. Not now. The way things are nowadays, the younger generation, you seem that they can't accept the word no. If that makes sense. They can't
accept rejection, essentially, is all you're trying to say.
Yeah, they can't accept the word no. So if you how did I do? Or you didn't do very well, and they get upset. And when I was a youngster, my father used to say to me, because I used to be sport mad when I was very young, I still am sport mad, but like participating in different sports. And if I had a bad game, for example, I'd say to me, you had one to forget. That's it.
That sounds like a smart guy. I mean, yeah, that's the real fact of the matter, yeah.
He'd say to me, you had one to forget. Get over it. And that was it. So I dust myself down and do it again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. An inquest. Me, why did you reject my son? Oh, I haven't rejected your son. Or daughter. I've just told them that they need to buck their ideas up.
That's the truth right there. I mean, if you think about it, if you check the generations, like right now in the US as well, I've seen a lot of these things as well. In the UK, you get medals for participation. But what's the point? What are you trying to? Yeah, what's the point? Either you win or you lose. People are so afraid to put that whole notion of losing. When it comes to right now, the generation gap is just crazy. How much a lot has changed. Social media has taken control of our lives, and we don't even realize it anymore. We're crippled because of it.
That's absolutely right, Nick. Because, as you said, nowadays it seems that you get rewarded for failure. For the life of me, Nick, I can't get my head around that. Perhaps I'm just getting old and morbid. I don't know. I just can't get my head around how you could be rewarded for failure.
One of the easiest ways to increase your net worth is to ensure that you have higher cash flows. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to not buy things on hire purchase, not buy things over months and months because you can't afford them now, but you want it. It's kind of that delayed gratification. Rather than buy that couch, that car, that stereo, that computer, whatever item, and pay it off over 12, 24, 36 months at an interest rate, rather invest that money, make do with what you've got, and then after 12, 24, 36 months, take the money that you've now invested and buy that good. An asset could be anything that appreciates or reduces a tax bill. So it could still be a liability, but it reduces their tax bill. And I'm not going to go into the technicalities because that's out of our remit here. However, for our use or our purpose, what we are talking for the listeners here is I would put this definition of an asset forward. An asset is anything that increases your income. Anything.
Now, there's a lot of conversation around who pays more taxes, if it is the rich or if it is the poor, right? When you are basically going out and during a day, you go to a restaurant, you have to pay taxes there. If you buy a car, you have to pay taxes there. So why is it even a conversation that, the rich pay less taxes or the poor pay more taxes? Why is it a conversation like that?
Because it's true, the rich generally pay less tax. A rich person walks into a Tesco's or a Sainsbury's, they're not going to get a different bill than another person, right? They're still going to pay the same VAT on those goods. They're still going to pay the same thing. So that's all the same. However, the differences come in if you can pay yourself from your own company, you can structure it in a way that you pay less income tax through paying a bit of salary, paying dividends, and so forth, and then also deferring income. Also, your pension payments or contributions can be different. So that increases your tax sort of gap, if you want to use it that way. Where a PAYE person just gets paid salary and bonus. And now those are the most highly taxed sources of income in the UK, definitely, in the UK.
So we're back once again, and we've been talking about places that you can retire to. Okay, if you're looking for places to retire to, I would suggest seaside. Okay, because the sea actually sometimes, yes, it's a little bit of rough here and there, but the sea actually brings peace. It's actually helpful for a peaceful mind, and especially a mind that's been stressed out for a long time because of work, because of the world we live in. It's always been like, oh, this and that, and it'll be like work in the morning, work in the night, work on an off day, work on a when you're on annual leave too. We've been people like, being always on the call. Now my father, okay, is one of the best examples I can give you to regarding this. Okay, so he would wake up every morning, okay, and about 7:30 in the morning he'll leave home, and he would go to work, and then he would come back maybe about 9 o'clock at night. Sometimes if even if he's off time, he's at about 5. He still works and works until 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the night. But still, when he comes home, he brings work home, right? I believe so many people have told you, do not take your work home. Okay, well, this is the true fact about it. Okay, if you take work home, you will be working all the time. Family will go outside the door. Okay, no, I mean, literally speaking, your family might leave you because your life is basically revolving around work, right? So what can we do? Well, I'll tell you one thing. Okay, we can actually, like, come to a point when it comes to retirement age. Okay, some people you can't change. Okay, even during their work period of time, you can't be like, you can't always be working. You can't always be on that laptop of yours, and you can't. Why can't you just work from home? Okay, I'm feeding these children alone. Okay, what are you doing? You are just working, working, working. Who's giving the money? But that's not enough. Okay, I can't just look after 5 children alone. I can't look after with a sixth one. It's on the way. What are you doing? And you're like, oh, 6 months on the way. I need to start another job. And you're like, what are you doing? People, just because you want to have more kids doesn't mean that you'll start 2 jobs. I mean, maybe you are actually doing a good job. Like, I mean, clearly, if you're working all the time, which means you're actually making the bling bling. All right. So, but you should have some time for personal life too. All right, I know I'm talking about retirement plans, and this is where you, oh, I will do that when I get retired. But by that time, you could actually wonder, would you have those would you have that would you have your partner with you, or would you have those 6 kids with you? Okay, will all of them just leave you? Because what's the point working with him? He's always on his work, and I had to do all the jobs. That'll be your wife's main title. Okay, he's working, I'm doing the work, so I left him. Now what? Exactly. You lost your family, you lost your personal life, you lost everything. Okay. All because of work. And what you are doing, you are still working. All right. You have become a workaholic. Okay. I'm not trying to change your perspective of how you work. You may be a workaholic. Hey, that's up to you. Okay. But when it comes to a time where you have to have some personal time. Okay, you must, okay, at least for at least 3 hours, all right, spend some time with your family. True, we live in a world where everything is regarding work. All right, we live in a time where mostly we think, oh man, I don't have time for myself. No, you do have time for yourself. All right, you have enough and more time for yourself. All right, because you, all right, can choose the time you want. You choose the time. From 8:30 to 5 in the in the evening is your work time. Whether or not you want to choose after, whether you want to work afterwards, is up to you. It's all your choice. All right, no one's forcing you to do it. You're like, oh, I want to finish my work today. That is the trap of everything. Okay, when someone says try to finish your work on that same day, don't leave it for tomorrow. All right, finish it as soon as possible. And that pressure is on your mind, and suddenly, maybe you just took a break one day for maybe what it went on for maybe 1 or 2 hours. We were really stressed out, but your work wasn't finished. And what happened? Well, it's quite simple. You just lost time, and now you have to be like, oh, I better take this home and just finish it before the day ends. Oh, and then the next day you think, you know what, I can keep doing this, right? I mean, I can just keep on doing this 2 hours in the day, and 8 hours at work, and then take a break also in between, and then do the extra 2 hours of work at home, and be all good about it. My dear friend, that is a trap. Okay, that is where you become a workaholic. Okay, when you start taking work home, okay, you will start working, 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 and working, and working, and working all day, every day. Okay, so please, whatever you do, do not become a workaholic. All right. If you are a workaholic already, remember to at least start saving at least 1 hour, 2 hours, or even an entire day. Okay. You are given your usual off days, okay, where you can use for a weekend getaway with the family. Okay. At least, if you're working from Monday to Friday, keep the weekends free. All right. Your children need you. All right. Your partner needs you. Everyone needs you. Okay, not just your work. Your family needs you. So make sure that you also have some time for yourself, because yourself needs you. All right. And you're going to be needed wherever whatever you do. Right. So do not become a workaholic, because once you do, it's very hard to stop. Right. Even at a retirement age, you'll be like, I just want to work. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to sleep. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to sit by a nice beach and just enjoy the sun and get a tan. I don't want to do that. I just want to keep working. You don't want to keep working. All right. This life is supposed to be in supposed to you're supposed to enjoy this life. All right. You're supposed to have fun. Right. There are a certain time where you have to work for it, and there's a certain time where you have to be like all make sure that you have that time to for yourself, or otherwise you are going to lose yourself. All right. You are going to lose yourself, and you're going to forget that even retirement is not going to stop you, and that you're just going to keep on losing people. All right. Maybe down the work line you will meet new people, but eventually, okay, because you are so used to this lifestyle, you are eventually going to lose them out too as well, and your retirement plan will just be you alone. Okay, not even your children would come visit you, because you never paid attention to them. Not even your partner would be like, your partner would be like, nope, no kids, you're not going to meet him. He must be still working, even though he's retired. And then he'd be like, is this the life you'll want? I don't think so. I don't want this life. I really don't want this. I want the retirement plan to work out. I actually want to live it with, if possible, with my entire family. Okay, with the family that I've built up, and the family that I've brought together with my partner. I really want to live with my partner, in retirement time. Right. I don't want to have these kind of things that will actually have negative impacts on the future of my family. But I really want to have a beautiful life, right, even at the time of retirement. My before retirement, it could have been a really hectic life. It could have been all work and work and work and earning money, and making sure that your family is well fed, and that you're doing your duties, no matter what. Sometimes you also have to go down in your career, because sometimes you want to make a different field. When you want to go to a different field, do not expect to have the same salary as you did in the early one. You'll have to drop down, but sometimes this could be the best decision that you've ever made. Okay, this could be the best decision that you could ever make, because as once, where in the earlier company, where you was thinking that like, okay, I have a nice salary, but it was only the increments and everything were just like this, like that, like that, like that. But because you wanted to change in fields, you had to make a sacrifice of this amount of money, and you had to go down here. All right. And because of that, you have to start all over again. But okay, here's the plus side. Okay, maybe because a change of fields, you might be really good at it. All right. And suddenly your increment of this rate would go from here. Okay, you start in the early job, you were here, but now in the new field of work, because of corona, a lot of people have changed their fields. Now your payment level is here. But if you do show progress, like in the same commitment you showed in the earlier field, this will not be going like this little by little. It will go there, right? Because you have the experience, you have the willpower, you have the commitment to keep going, right? But remember that this is the most creative thing of anyone. Okay, you need to have this updated. Okay, go to your store, the Apple App Store, and then always click update. There is always a new update. And what is that update? That update will download when you have your rest. Okay, when you have your personal time, when you have some fun time with the family. All right, so be sure to make sure that you have that time even in a normal working day. All right, weekends, if you're off on your weekends, do not even touch your laptop from work. All right, have that self-respect that you need, that you deserve a time. You don't have to wait till retirement. Okay, I'm just giving you ideas here. All right, maybe you have had a successful life. I'm not saying you haven't. All right, but still a retirement would just make life even better. So why not go to retirement places? Whitehaven, Cumbria, for the classic sea and lake combo. Okay, now this is the place. If you love the lake, if you love the sea, both in one, well, here you can have both of it. All right, now this delightful Georgian coastal town is close to the Lake District National Park, with property prices low. Okay, there we go. Something that you need to look for. If you're retiring, do not go for the highest things. Okay, because you are now about to live on the money that you have saved for years and years. So make sure that you actually have a proper management regarding when it comes to financially. So keep it low, but also try to have some comfortable level as well, because this is where you are being rewarded for all that time and money that you've spent on your on building up your career. All the sweat, all the tears have led you to this moment, and that is what you that is the reward for yourself, which you have given yourself. So with property prices low, it's ideal for those looking to relocate and free some cash at the same time. Remember, people, we can't be in this world without money. All right, we need money. Okay, no matter what, we need money, right? So this is why we need to keep saving. Do not make money a priority. All right, do not make, but it is a necessity. Right, you need it to build a house, you need it to retire. Right, retirement is basically you just going on with your own life. Right, we basically having moving more on with your life, with your own money, the way you want to. So places like this, especially sea views area and also river areas, are the best place to retire because it soothes your mind. A famous legend actually said this, that a person that I follow, I say most of my quotes are basically from him. His name is Bruce Lee. Okay, I mean, who doesn't know Bruce Lee, right? If you don't know him, please Google and watch his movies. He's also an actor. He's also a martial artist, but he's also the most inspired person ever. Because he was like, the reason why I'm telling you to pick I'm just suggesting that you would pick a sea view place for your retirement plan, or even a relocation, would be because water is something that is in everything. Okay, there are times when water is super calm. All right, then there's a time where water is super rough. So think of your before your retirement plan, before your retirement age, you've been on rough waters. All right, you've been on like major rough waters. You've been always clashing into the rocks. You've been always like overflowing with you can think overflowing as overthinking, anxiety, depression, everything is during that during that rough time. Okay, so at that point in time you were in rough waters, but now your retirement plan is supposed to make those heavy waves soothing. All right, at peace, because now it's time for you to rest and enjoy what you missed out in life because of this lifestyle that we live in, that we have to work and work and work and work and work, and until the age of maybe 60 even, we have to be like, that is when we retire. Okay, which is at, well, let's face it, not everyone is gonna have that kind of a lifespan. Okay, sometimes you could just start a retirement plan, and also may because you haven't looked after your health, also because you stressed your mind so much. People listening now who are actually more into work, stop, take a break. Okay, at least once a week, have one day to yourself. Okay, I'm not trying to have 5 hours every day. Okay, maybe you can have Monday to Friday, like basically basically being like, just full on work, but your weekends, you could have it like an off day. Okay, you can be like, oh, okay, cool, right? I'm just going to have this time. I'm just going to use this time to actually just, go out on a vacation with my family. And let's see from there how it can, how it can help me too. Okay. It will help you be more creative. You can come up with more and more ideas to save up one day for your family, or even look after your family when you start one, or even now, even, make sure that, you still have this sorted out. All right, no matter what kind of a retirement plan you would like to have, obviously it's going to be something comfortable, something that you love to do. But if you don't have this, if you haven't worked for it, all right, then your retirement plan is just going to go crashing down. All right, you'll be just living in the same old house, all right, doing absolutely nothing, because you have all that work. Now sometimes, like, I mean, but because you haven't saved anything. Sometimes you are saving, but then it comes to a point in retirement age where it won't be enough. Okay, you've been working so hard. All right, you've been working so hard on yourself, and that suddenly you feel like, what, I deserve more than this. I need to have more money than this. I need to be more successful. I deserve to be successful. All right, I've worked hard. I've worked really, really hard to get to where I am today, but I need this. I'm working for this. End of the day, we are not fighting to be, a high position in management, or maybe a owner of a company. No, end of the day, we are always fighting to get this in our fingers. All right, money. We all need money to survive, right? But it's not just a need; it's also a want, because one day we are going to retire. All right, we are not going to be working anymore. And at that point, if we don't have a plan, even the slightest plan, we could crumble down. All right, we could even just start being like, okay, I'm going to save this amount of money so that I can take it after 40 years. All right, I could take it maybe after maybe a certain year, maybe about after 10 years. Okay, the interest rate will go up, and still you have done the biggest investment in your life that you can actually help, that will actually help you to have a peaceful and a time, right, right somewhere after your retirement age. Okay, I mean, you would want that, right? You don't want to be like, oh, I want to retire and just stay in my own room till the end of my life. Well, if you're thinking like that, brother, you got to change your mindset. Okay, you got to have um a more of a positive attitude. You had a more confidence level that you can be like, I'm going to be successful, because one day I will have the life I deserve, and I will earn what I deserve, and I will work for what I deserve, right? When it comes to that, please take the opportunity. Okay, go be work for what you deserve. Get something that will make that, because you deserve it. Okay, if you want more money, okay, and if you believe that you worked for it and that you deserve it, go ask for it. If someone rejects you, listen, then that is not the place for you, that will accept your actual importance. Okay, if they are just taking work from you, okay, then that means there's a better place out for you out there. Okay, you are not always going to find something better. There's always something better, right? If you think that maybe the company you're working for is the best place you will work for, but still you are not getting paid like this, it's just a little bit of increment. Okay, and but it's still not enough, because in your heart, in your mindset, that you deserve more. Okay, but you've been working for it, and you better choose a company that actually sees it. Okay, do not go for places that actually be like, actually make you want to go, I think I need an increment. Okay, I think I need more money. Okay, I deserve it, I work this much. If you have to go and explain yourself to your boss and be like, listen, I've been doing this and day, and I know I'm coming to work, and then after, when I go home, I'm doing this. You think I mean, if it's the right boss, you be like, okay, I'm gonna do something about this. All right, and if it's a bad place, sorry, increments aren't here till until where something comes up. But then that's the wrong place to work for. Okay, if you are being underpaid, all right, you need to remember how much you are worth. Okay, you have to, I mean, you really have to remember that, you are worth a lot more. Okay, you are worth a lot more than the amount they give you, right? We all are worth a lot more, but sometimes, we have to make sure that we do have to be happy with what we receive. But then there's a time where, okay, I think it's time that I got something more. Because when it does come to a point where it will eventually help, but I mean, true, you could be thinking, saving up now is not exactly gonna help me out, but you know what, I am just going to keep on saving. What if one day, that I don't get a chance to use this? But still, what if one day you do? Right? People think only the negative. What about the positive? Think about the positive side of things. Okay. Don't just think that, okay, what if something happens to me while I'm saving all this money and suddenly I don't use it anymore? What's going to happen? Hey, if something like that has happened, you're going somewhere else, to a better place. Okay. But what if it does happen? Okay. What if all that money that you saved are finally shown its worth? And now you are just going to be like, hey, I'm glad I did this. It's true or no? Oh, man, every month you're thinking now, all right, 10,000 here, all right, 1,000 here. Oh, man, I wish I could use that money to get something for myself to eat. But you're going to be like, your second mind is going to be like, no, you're going to need this. Okay, you are going to need this in an emergency. One day this will help you out. One day this will give you a life that you deserve. All right, keep telling yourself that. No one is going to give you the life you deserve. You have to find that life yourself. So let's see. Well, that is it for actually retirement plans. Okay, and also I hope the motivation also helped you, because I'm pretty sure I know it helped me a lot, because I need to, because I'm going to, remember to know your worth. Okay, if you know your worth, right, you will not fail. All right, have self-love for yourself. If you can't love yourself, you can't love another person. All right, if you don't love what you do won't love you, right? So make sure that you have a beautiful plan for a beautiful life after retirement. This is Kyle with you on The Vibe, talking to you about travel and also pop culture as well. Don't worry, we got more things to talk about, but that's up for the retirement. All right, now I'm going to suggest that we actually start making sure that we have the health, okay, to have a wonderful retirement. I mean, do not go to retirement being like, oh, where's my cane? I need to walk here. Okay, no. Remember, health. Look after your health. All right. If at about 60, there are still people out there who have been big inspiring people to me, even from my personal friends, who are over 60 right now, but still have the power and the strength to move on. Okay, they can still do a run, they can still walk for miles and for hours, and that's the most inspiring thing to do. You can still enjoy, okay, what's in the world at whatever age, if you are still fit and healthy, right? We'll be back with more right after this.
Now, there's a lot of conversation around who pays more taxes, if it is the rich or if it is the poor, right? When you are basically going out and during a day, you go to a restaurant, you have to pay taxes there. If you buy a car, you have to pay taxes there. So why is it even a conversation that, the rich pay less taxes or the poor pay more taxes? Why is it a conversation like that?
Because it's true, the rich generally pay less tax. A rich person walks into a Tesco's or a Sainsbury's, they're not going to get a different bill than another person, right? They're still going to pay the same VAT on those goods, they're still going to pay the same thing. So that's all the same. However, the differences come in if you can pay yourself from your own company, you can structure it in a way that you pay less income tax through paying a bit of salary, paying dividends and so forth, and then also deferring income. Also, your pension payments or contributions can be different. So that increases your tax sort of gap, if you want to use it that way. Where a PAYE person just gets paid salary and bonus. And now those are the most highly taxed sources of income in the UK, definitely, in the UK. We've seen it, right? If an owner of a large public traded company does something wrong, irrelevant of what that company does or how valuable that company is, the stock generally falls into a pool of nothing, right? Because in a public company where the stock is traded openly on the stock exchange, the value of that stock is driven by supply and demand, it's driven by emotion, it's driven by news, it's driven by quite a lot of variables over and above the actual accounting or total net worth of that company. I mean, we've seen it, right? If an owner of a large public traded company does something wrong, irrelevant of what that company does or how valuable that company is, the stock generally falls into a pool of nothing, right? And the company may still have value, it may still be doing quite a good things.
Again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. Me, why did you reject my son? Well, I haven't rejected your son.
I want to talk about, how the generation gap, how much has changed, especially when you check the youth nowadays in comparison, to people back in the day.
I'd say when I was younger, it was more disciplined. Not now.
In comparison to now.
Not at all. Not now. The way things are nowadays, the younger generation, you seem that they can't accept the word no. If that makes sense. They can't
accept rejection, essentially, is all you're trying to say.
Yeah, they can't accept the word no. So if you, how did I do? Or you didn't do very well. And they get upset. And when I was a youngster, my father used to say to me, because I used to be sport mad when I was very young, well, I still am sport mad, but like participating in different sports. And if I had a bad game, for example, he'd say to me, you had one to forget. That's it.
Your dad sounds like a smart guy. I mean, that's the real fact of the matter, yeah.
He'd say to me, you had one to forget. Get over it. And that was it. So I dust myself down and do it again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. An inquest. Me, why did you reject my son? Well, I haven't rejected your son. Or daughter. I've just told them that they need to buck their ideas up.
That's the truth right there. I mean, if you think about it, if you check the generations, like right now in the US as well, I've seen a lot of these things as well. In the UK, you get medals for participation. But what's the point? What are you trying to? Yeah, what's the point? Either you win or you lose. People are so afraid to put that whole notion of losing. When it comes to right now, the generation gap is just crazy. How much a lot has changed. Social media has taken control of our lives, and we don't even realize it anymore. We're crippled because of it.
That's absolutely right, Nick. Because, as you said, nowadays it seems that you get rewarded for failure. For the life of me, Nick, I can't get my head around that. Perhaps I'm just getting old and morbid. I don't know. I just can't get my head around how you could be rewarded for failure.